apart from the scholarships that the program offers to the scholars or to the beneficiaries, the program also gives additional courses that it's expected to ground the students in their leadership. These courses at the moment, there are 3. There's executive management, there is child protection and safeguarding, and there is servant leadership program. Now, for this event, it has been 6 days for the servant leadership program that is offered by the Center for Leadership and Management and Institute at Tangaza University College.
We know leadership is a challenge. People keep saying leadership is a challenge in Africa, and particularly when we talk about our political environment. But in our training, we realize this is not only in the political environment, but also in our own religious institutions, in our congregations, in the parishes, in the dioceses, and so forth. That's the conversation we are hearing from the participants. So it's a crisis. So the intended goal is that we would have these scholars who graduate from our program helping to spread the gospel of ethical and servant leadership, to emulate it in reality, not in by word of mouth, that it will become in act and deed.
The servant leadership, of course, begins with self-discovery. It's where you discover a few skills about yourself through self-awareness. Now you share that with others by showing them the way, being part of the solution, of course leading, but still as well uplifting the others, so that you share something. It operates within the level of collaboration.
Two things stood out. One is it's grounded in some sort of spirituality. So there is the aspect of living like Jesus, that is part of servant leadership. And number 2, it is not about the outcomes. As compared to other leaders, I'll give you work and I want results. How you're going to give me results, I don't care. But in servant leadership, I'm interested in the process. This person who is giving me result is my key objective, because your well-being matters more than the results.
We have added quite some statistical information. For example, we are talking about ethical leadership. So what is the ethical landscape in Kenya? So that gave us opportunity to find some statistical data that we would be able to talk based on evidence of what the ethical climate in the country here is about, even as we talk about leaders in Kenya, in congregations of women are religious, but also the lay leaders and so forth, talking about ethics and so forth. Which environment are they going to practice ethical leadership in? They need to be aware of that. So in terms of graphical, but also cultural, we have adapted in some of the things we do, some local cultural involvement like dances that would appeal to the local context and so forth. We have changed, not changing the program entirely, but we have incorporated where necessary and so forth.
When the curriculum was made, it was specifically tailor-made for the NGLP scholars. And so the curriculum came after a group-focused discussion that was undertaken that informed the needs of the scholars when they will be taking the course. So the changes that have taken place probably is because the first time we delivered the curriculum, it was through online because that period of COVID when people were not able to travel. But otherwise, for the next 2 cohorts that were trained, it was always physical.
I came as a reader. I'm going back with skills equipped with skills that will enable me practice servant leadership. And the materials were well provided, and the communication was effective.
As we were doing servant leadership, gender was given a very small talk time. And I'm one person who believes for the society to change fast, we really need to empower our sisters, right? So that they can be, because the first interaction with any person is either our mothers, right, as from tender age. And so if they're empowered, the type of leaders the generation will have will be very different.
I got an image today. The whole of this way, my image of a leadership is that the tree and the criber. That sometimes as a servant leader, I'll be a criber because I'll be showing the way. Another time I'll be a supporter. That I support the talents of the other. First, I identify them, I dig them out in my relationship with them so that I'll be able to support them to reach to their potential. The other thing that I have planned is that I have that relationship with those in the formation. I'll help them to create this active listening. Because when they cultivate this active listening, indeed they become servant to the other, because you're not judge and do not have that prejudice in the formation. We'll be able to take this one is gifted as I gifted, and together they can work together.
The folks that have been trained, I also have a responsibility to go and train others, all right? And so that we can make many servant leaders out of ourselves. And finally, there is a mentor I've picked from here. And that mentor will definitely put balance, in checks here and there, because once in a while we'll be meeting and evaluate our progress so that I don't fall back to the traditional ways of doing things, neither does she fall back, into the comfort zone. So that will also help me to keep the spirit of servant leadership alive. Okay.
So far, we have not put the strategies of a follow-up, but it is something that we are considering in future. And one other thing that I know we consider that can get us to understand what they are doing on the ground is that the program as a whole is making a follow-up on the alumni going forward. And since the students today are the alumni of tomorrow, and with this knowledge they will be implementing it, it is also expected that at that time when we get into alumni space to understand how they are impacting life or how they are impacting the society, then these are some of the follow-ups that we will be making, whether they were using such skills that they gained through the leadership courses to serve in their various places of apostolates.